Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. So have you heard about Barbie?
Yeah, the doll?
Yes.
I think they've sold like 3 trillion of them.
Exactly.
Kind of heard about Barbie, yeah.
Can you sing it?
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm fantastic, made of plastic. No, I can't. I've never heard the song.
No. You heard about Wicked?
No.
The Broadway show?
Oh, yeah. They're making a movie out of it.
Okay. So.
Can I interrupt? Can I sidebar real quick?
Yes.
The movie's coming out.
Right.
I've never seen the Broadway show. I love musicals. Kind of goes like, oh, that's cool. I can watch it in movie format. It's only half the show.
What do you mean it's only half the show?
The rest of the play comes out next year.
No.
Yes, but they're not saying it. It doesn't say Wicked Part 1. It doesn't say anything like that. It's only half of the story.
Oh, that's not right.
I know. It's messed up.
They should give you. So do you have to pay like full price for the ticket?
Well, yeah,
because half the movie.
It's another movie that's going to come out in a year.
Okay.
And they already made it.
Well,
just tack it on in the end. Copy paste.
Barbie's coming out with 4 different Wicked Barbies.
Okay.
Okay. So just in time for Christmas.
Sure.
Great idea. Okay. On the side of the box, where you could learn more about the Wicked Barbie,
Right.
is that you could go to the Wicked movie website.
Sure.
Except for
What?
they didn't put the right website in.
What website did they put?
It's going to a Wicked porn site.
No.
Yes.
I need to do research on this.
It's a little bit different of girl on girl action right there.
How many did they print?
They're not saying, so it must be a crap load.
That is awful. Hilarious, but awful.
I'm a Barbie girl.
In a Barbie world. It's pornographic.
Isn't it fantastic?
I bet you it is.
Yes, that's right. So on that happy note, welcome.
Yes.
It's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. I'm, of course, Kim Commando.
Oh, that was you.
Yes. Radio Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big one. You know what?
Wait, I thought you were going to rattle off a bunch of accomplishments, but you sidetracked yourself by talking about the Radio Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but, I'm up there with, Dick Clark and Albert and
Now, I worked
Stella.
on the show, the Kim Commando show, every year where you complained that you weren't getting into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I am.
And now you love it.
But you know which one I'm not in?
Which one?
The Arizona Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
But you're not local.
I am local. I'm on local stations.
But you're a national show. That kind of makes sense. Just because you're based here in Arizona, you don't do a local show.
Are you in the Arizona Broadcasting?
This was all this is about.
I'm just wondering.
All of this.
Honest to God, I didn't know. Obviously, you're not.
No, then why ask?
I was just wondering. It was just, I could tell you weren't, just by that attitude that you're having right there. Like, oh, okay, you're just rubbing it in.
I just celebrated my 25th anniversary on the radio in Arizona.
Excellent. Are you still doing the toilets?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
It's part of the job.
It's radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Work some of that left muscle right there.
So what do you have coming up on the show today?
The Secret Service is tracking you.
No.
Without a search warrant.
Really?
Or they were.
Yes.
There's a question on if it's legal or not.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that.
Interesting way that they've attained how to track you.
We have Ian joining us.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Gen Z Made Easy.
Yes.
He's going to be talking about that. Just a reminder to like, comment, share, follow.
Please, on YouTube. YouTube.com/Kim Commando. We are 1,600 people away.
It's a big deal.
From 100,000. I mean, that's nothing. That's like a small comedy club audience.
Yes.
So if you have 1,600 friends, please tell them to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. When you subscribe, you get notifications when we go live. We go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Anytime we drop a new shorts, we're back to doing that in full force.
Oh my gosh. Getting millions and millions of views.
I know Giovanna's doing an amazing job, and you'll get a notification of that. And you like, comment, share, trick the algorithm, as Kim likes to say, to make, us seem more interesting than we really are.
Exactly.
I mean, we are interesting, but people have to find us first.
Yes.
And when you like, comment, and share, that helps them find us so we can keep doing this show.
And I'm still giving away the iPhone 16
Pro
with Apple Intelligence. It works so great.
I sense some sarcasm there.
No, it's just, every time I try to use it, it just gives you this glow, oh.
And nothing happens.
Nothing happens. I'm like, stupid Siri. Just dummy.
Where can I win the iPhone 16?
Oh, you're going to love it with Apple Intelligence.
Yeah?
Go to winfromkim.com.
That's right.
Winfromkim.com. All right, here's some things that are happening in the techverse that you need to know about. A 33-year-old Nigerian man was sentenced to 10 years for a phishing scam that stole $20 million and nest eggs from 400 Americans.
They actually caught and arrested someone?
I know, that's why I wanted to bring it up. Because so often we talk about these scams. This one was the real estate scam. Okay. Like where you're going to buy a house. And then the title company says, wire the money here. And then they intercept it. And then you just sent, $200, $400, $500,000 to somewhere else.
And the way they were doing it was so, I hate to give them credit, ingenious that they would get in through the title company's servers. So when you got the email, it looked like it was an official real email.
Yes. So they reeled in a big one. I get it, the phishing scam.
I get it. No, okay. I understand.
I was thinking about
400 Americans lost their nest egg. But wait, I got a one-liner for you.
But I was thinking about that. Wait, okay, let's say, when you go to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, if you murdered somebody. Now, I've never been to jail.
No.
I've never been to prison.
You've ever been arrested?
No, I have not.
You've never been arrested?
Have
Good
you?
for you. No.
Okay.
I got close, but I never did.
Oh, really? How close?
Trespassed into the back offices of a car wash. Okay. I went through the car wash. They ripped off both my side mirrors. I said, this is ridiculous. You're going to have to pay for this. And they pointed at a sign that said, we're not responsible for any damage. And I followed the manager back into the office, and he called the cops, and the cops said, you have two choices. You get out of the chair and leave their office, or I arrest you.
And you left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you murder somebody, from what I understand, and you go to prison, they're like, okay, he killed somebody, don't go near him.
Sure.
Okay. He's tough. Then you're part of a gang, they're like, don't go near him.
Sure.
Okay.
You got some cred. You have prison cred.
Yes. But if you mess with a kid, then they really go after you.
Sure, because that's awful.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's the worst of the worst.
So what happens, do you think, to like a Nigerian 33-year-old guy in prison?
You have to fix everybody's iPads. Yeah. And they're jailbroken cell phones. You have to do all the IT work.
Yeah, that would probably
You just become the IT guy.
Here, take this.
Yeah.
The drone just dropped off my phone. I need you to turn it on.
Yes, sir.
Not a problem. Apple, their Apple Vision Pro.
It's dead.
Womp womp. No. They're not saying it's totally dead, but they're saying that they're going to cease production.
Because no one's buying it. That's pretty much the definition of dead, right?
They said it was just an early adopter product.
Okay, that they marketed the poop out of for months and months and months.
And I think it has like 4 apps on it. Something like that.
That's it. So developers aren't making things.
No, because why would they invest their time and effort and money and energy into develop an app for the Vision Pro?
Right, because you're not going to make any money off of it because there's not enough users.
This next story is interesting to me. A guy on Reddit said he wasn't feeling good.
Okay.
So he fired up ChatGPT. And he said, my chest feels tight, feel nauseous, I'm getting dizzy, I'm a little shortness of breath, and I just started really sweating. What do you think's wrong with me? And the chatbot came back and said, I think you're having a heart attack.
Really? That's a good response.
Okay. Instead of going to the chatbot, right? Maybe you ought to call 911.
But at least it didn't say, oh, that's diarrhea. Go take some Pepto-Bismol. At least it diagnosed him correctly.
Okay, but if you have symptoms and like this, it looks like a heart attack.
Right.
Okay, you should just call 911.
But so many people go to WebMD and find out that they have either the flu or cancer.
Or the dengue fever. Oh my gosh, Barry thought he had that for the longest time.
But this isn't new. People go on. It's expensive to go to the emergency room. And if ChatGPT told me it's just chicken pox, I would go, and then I would die in my sleep because I was having a heart attack.
See? Do you remember, I ever tell you the story when we had that party and there were some Mayo doctors there?
Okay.
And they know both Barry and myself.
Right.
And so they were all the Mayo doctors, they were just all congregating around in the bar area. And so I just went over and said, hey, how's everybody doing? Stuff like that. And one of them said, so how's Barry doing? And I said, oh, you mean like since he had the cancer? And they said, oh, we didn't know that. And I said, oh, he's doing better, but now he might have the dengue fever. And then another doctor looked at me, we didn't know he had the dengue. I said, yeah, and then he thinks he might have, there's a tumor maybe too in the back of his neck, and that's not doing good. And then he's got this bad rash. Oh, it's awful. Okay. Then they started laughing.
Right.
They said, he goes online, he types all this stuff in.
It's not helpful ever to put symptoms into a search.
No.
Ever.
No, he doesn't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because he learned his lesson.
That's good for him.
Well, yeah. I'm like, you know what? You got to knock this crap off.
Well, that's a good way to learn a lesson, too.
Okay. There's something called a digital condom.
Ooh.
Have you heard about this?
No.
A digital condom.
Let me guess. This is what a condom obviously protects you from STDs and pregnancy. So a digital condom is going to protect your passwords?
What you're going to do is it's an app that you're going to put on your phone and on your partner's phone. And when you're having sex, you put the phones together. And then it disables the microphone and the cameras and anything from being recorded.
That's unique. I would have named it something different, but that's unique.
Well, it's called the camdom.
Okay.
Instead of condom, camdom. Would you use that?
No. No, first of all, I'm not going to have sex with anyone that I don't trust enough, because that's obviously someone who's worried that they're going to be filmed during intimacy.
For sure.
And then that would be used either against them or put online or sent to strangers.
Who knows? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the big problem. We put our phones together and I have another phone or an iPad or a hidden camera.
Yeah.
It really doesn't protect you there. So, I mean, it is a sense of security that really probably isn't. Because I don't think anyone's going to they might set up their phone. But if someone really wanted to film you having sex, they're going to find out a way.
Well, it's better latex than never.
Yeah, okay. I'm definitely so funny.
That was so funny.
You know they're coming too. Just look at her eyes. You see it coming every time in her eyes. Well, it's better. Latex, whatever. Did you hear my joke?
Maybe I should add that.
Nice little tag.
Okay, Uber and Lyft.
Right.
They're going to have some competition in Houston, Dallas, and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
It's Uber with guns.
Right.
Yes, it's a startup. They're looking to
That's
find...
not the name of it, though, right?
No.
They got to come up with a better name than Uber with guns.
That's what they should. It's like Black Riot or something like that.
Okay.
And they're trying to find drivers that fit the background with a clean license, a spotless federal background check, and a permit to carry guns.
Didn't it launch this week, too?
Oh, did it?
Yeah. It's just starting up. And I get it. I understand it. People want to be secure. Most people are weirded out by their Uber or Lyft driver already. So I don't know if you want to 100% guarantee that your driver is packing, but as long as they're clean, they pass background checks. Former cops, former military probably would fit that role pretty well. It's got to be expensive though, right?
It's and not really. They said it's a 10 to 15% more
than an Uber.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's very much.
No.
They said they're really looking for former Secret Service agents.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would make sense. Speaking of,
here it comes.
Okay. Is that now that President Trump is now President Trump, no longer president, former president.
Right.
Is that the Secret Service? Now they have greater detail with them.
Do they?
Yes, with him and his whole entourage.
What is the greater detail?
Well, they have to be around him like 24/7, and they're no longer allowed to say like, get down.
Why not?
Because now they have to say, Donald, duck.
God, that was such a long way. So many steps. You could have condensed that. It's been so much better.
No, it would not have been.
Donald. They didn't tell him to duck last time.
We're all looking for ways to save more and spend less. But there are everyday essentials you just can't cut out of your budget, like gas and groceries. Here's the money back hack I use to get cash back on those everyday purchases and more. It's called Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. And who doesn't? That's why it's my favorite secret weapon for saving money. I got $10 back on groceries and 55 cents back on every gallon of gas. I even got cash back at Chipotle and Starbucks. Upside is free to use. Just download the app, claim an offer for what you're about to buy, and get paid. Get 3 times more cash back compared to credit card rewards or loyalty programs. And Kim Commando listeners get a special bonus. Download the free Upside app and use promo code KIM to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using code KIM. Download the free Upside app. Use code KIM.
It's Kim Commando today. In case you're wondering, this is not the Kim Commando show.
Nope.
That is the big show on, I don't know, thousands and millions of listeners.
Millions.
Okay. 6.4 million.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people. It is. It's a lot of people. And it's somebody's described it as like a more serious yet funny version of this show.
Wait a minute. Someone described. Was that someone you?
No, it's Dennis. I don't know Dennis's last name, but he left a comment. He said, yes, it's a more serious but also funny version with calls.
Yeah, it's got callers. You go a little deeper in the tech side of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But and of course it's funny. It's you. It's Kim Commando. She's so hilarious.
Oh, gosh. So if you're looking for the show, head over to wherever you get your podcast. Just search for Commando with a K. That's Commando with a K. Sometimes it's not serious. My first caller on last weekend's show, boy, it was hard to talk to her. Her name's Haley. And she was on a Tinder date. Well, she met this guy on Tinder.
Okay.
Like in February. And then they just chatted. They had their first date like 3 months later.
Wow.
Yes. So they spent 3 months just chatting. Their first date, they went out and they went to IKEA. They went and had coffee, did a whole bunch of things. And she met his parents.
On the first date?
Yes. First date. Then they decided that they would go on another date. And
Right.
he was like really into it. So he did a whole PowerPoint presentation about how the date was going to be because they really liked each other, she said. And like what she should bring to the picnic and what he should bring to the picnic and where the picnic was going to be and where she should park and where he should park, and all kinds of good things like that. So she was feeling like really good. And as she's like walking with him to the spot with the picnic, she notices like a park bench full of all these people. And she said like they were bishops and elders in the church, obviously LDS. And then while they're walking to the picnic, the guy pulls out a knife and starts like slashing her with it.
This was a caller on your show?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, "What are you doing?" And then he's like, "No." What? And then they get back to the car, and then he locks her in the car, and then he's like,
What about all the bishops and elders that were on the bench?
She breaks out of the car, and then runs towards them. And as she's running towards them, he takes the knife and stabs her in the back.
Oh my God.
Okay. And then one of the bishops and elders, there's a doctor there, so they start taking care of her.
Okay.
The guy then leaves, goes down the jogging path, finds a 64-year-old woman, and stabs her a few times.
He's just a psychopath.
Exactly. So, anyway, now she can talk about him
Right.
because he's in jail. I
What
think.
a crazy story.
I know. A really crazy story.
You got to vet everyone you meet. But she did everything right.
Exactly. And there was nothing really bad about him on social media.
Right.
I mean, she said there was nothing about him on social media, really. And she was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So was the point of the call was like to inform people this kind of stuff can happen?
That's what she wants to do now.
Yeah.
Because, it's been a couple of years that this has happened. And she has a little bit of dark humor with her. as
Good
she's
for
talking
her.
about her. But I'll tell you, I don't know. Because, I mean, when she was talking about it, she's like, he slit my hand. He cut the tendons in 3 of my fingers. I mean, and I think she needed 60 stitches on her face.
Thank God she survived.
And she's, but now she's out saying like,
Mm-hmm. She's an advocate now.
yes, now she's saying like, if this can happen to me,
Mm-hmm.
then, you really need to make sure.
Also, she was 17. She was a minor. This is information that you need to get to your kids.
Yeah, for sure.
That if you are, Tinder, 17-year-olds can be on Tinder?
Yeah. And then, the other side of it is that, of course it's, it's pretty religious
Yeah.
family, church, go
Right.
meet the parents the first time. Anyway, I know I was on a tangent.
No, it was
but
interesting though.
But so we have different callers. Okay.
Yes.
And I'll tell you about the callers. If somebody wants to call in and say like what kind of iPad I should buy, no,
No.
they're not getting on the air. Just go buy the iPad that you can afford.
The not the newest one, the second to newest
Yes, because instead of wasting that money,
one. Or go to Costco, whichever one they got, because they're all the same.
and then you can take it back in 90 days.
Yeah.
If you don't like it. All right.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
You have an older child now, but let's say you had one of your grandchildren.
I don't have grandchildren.
You do have Barry's children has children. Those are your grandchildren.
No, they're not.
Why are they not?
Because those are his grandchildren.
They're your step grandchildren.
You know what? They call me Kim.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you. Well, let me tell you why. Okay.
Sure.
Is that a member of the family came up to me when the first grandchild was born and said, "Just want to set the record straight. These are not your grandchildren. They are my grandchildren."
I know who the member of the family is now.
And I said at that time, well, thank God for that, because otherwise I would have had your son when I was 12. Okay.
All right. Let's say Ian has a kid.
Yes.
How about that?
Oh,
you comfortable with this scenario?
I already told him, not soon. Okay.
And your grandchild, your neighbor's kid, whatever, a young kid downloads an app on your phone.
Yes.
And this app is so they can have emojis or anything, a normal app, a little game, whatever. It's on your phone. Now the FBI can track you. Now the Secret Service can track you. Now Border Patrol is allowed to track you. Isn't that crazy?
How?
So download the app. The app has permissions. You give the permission to the app to track you in real time because it's part of their terms and conditions.
That nobody reads.
They then sell that to data brokers online. Data brokers then online sell that information to an app called LocateX, who has a customer, which is the Secret Service, who then within 2 clicks can track you in real time.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
Now, there's a fight inside of the Secret Service and the Border Patrol, U.S. Immigrations, all of these government agencies, whether or not this is legal. I mean, it's information that's available for sale out there through third parties. People are agreeing, quote unquote, for all this access to them.
And it's so bogus agreeing because you don't read it. You just
Correct.
go, whatever.
Which I wish they would do something about that. I mean, if Congress wants to do something important that helps the American people, let's go ahead and make the terms and conditions pretty clear.
I know, but this has been happening for like 25 years.
I know, but it's so invasive now, and it's so much information now. Before it was you didn't really own a copy of a video game you were buying.
Yeah,
you
true.
just had the rights to it. Now it's you can track me in real time.
Yes.
And the scenarios that they tracked people here who here illegally. They tracked a woman who was in her home in one state, crossed state lines to an abortion clinic, and crossed state lines to go back to home.
Oh, gosh.
But that's
really?
everything. It's every move you make. They were looking at another abortion clinic in a certain part of the country, and they were just tracking how many people came to the abortion clinic, and then where'd they go afterwards, and then where did they go after that? Is it legal? Do they need a search warrant for us volunteering, quote unquote?
No, because we said hello. We said you can do it.
But that's the fight inside of the Secret Service, and the Secret Service has stopped using LocateX as of right now because they probably are going to have to get a search warrant in the future, because even though we're volunteering the information, when the government steps in and buys it, it's different.
So they're not doing it anymore.
The Secret Service is not.
Which means any other branch of government is stepped in it.
Possibly. And I wish I could sit here and say, read your terms and conditions, but it may be too late. I mean, how many apps do you download a month? Probably 2 or 3.
Or use, and you don't even realize it.
Correct. Or websites, cookies that was another thing. I was looking at a story online a couple of days ago, and it popped up, do I want to enable all of the permissions? And I was like, no. And then the site was like, okay, well, then you get nothing.
Because they can't track you. They can't sell ads.
Right. And so they're not going to give you anything. So nothing's for free.
But you have to put that notice up.
Yes, but it's not in plain English. It is in small font.
I know. We have it on our site. We have to have it on our site.
Right, but how many people do you think actually read it on your site?
None.
0.0%?
I'm sure they don't.
My Uncle Robert is the only person on the history of the planet Earth
Robert.
that I've met that actually reads terms and conditions.
We should have Uncle Robert on.
Yeah, he would be preaching to the choir. Because, I mean, he's in the tech world. He knows what's in there, but we don't. We just zoom by it, and what we are giving up is way more important than zooming by.
Well, because it's like whatever. You can have my firstborn child.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
But also, is it too late? Have we already given permission to enough tech companies that are going to sell it and buy it?
Well, it's the number of data points.
Right.
Every time we use our phone, every time we go somewhere, more data points and more data points are added on to that, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But it's interesting that this story came out. 404 Media, they're actually doing a great job.
They are.
We've had them on the show quite a few times, Joseph Cox over there. But the Secret Service, and now you have the FBI. It's always funny to me that we're talking about this. It's like, I get their press releases. And so the FBI will issue an official press release.
Right.
It says, if somebody DMs you and offers you a 30% return in crypto, do not answer them back. Okay.
Right.
But I'm always I'm like, okay, where were you 4 or 5 years ago?
Where are you every single day going after the social media companies that take no responsibility for any of this?
But if somebody DMs you that your Windows machine is off, or don't Google search Microsoft's phone number or anything like that, I'm like, come on.
Just quick opinion, yes or no? Should they have to have a search warrant?
Yes.
I agree. Even though it's publicly available,
yes.
If the government's going to track you, I think they need a search warrant as well.
Or this big alert comes up on your phone. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
They're not gonna go for that. You're being tracked, criminal.
Yeah. Or you're being tracked. You're not a criminal.
Oh.
Well,
then you'll never find any of the criminals.
Okay. And then what if they're tracking you and then you fill out all these on your mileage for your taxes? And now they're tracking you, and you went you claim you went 20 miles that day for your business, when really that was 20 miles for you to go to the titty bar. Okay. I wonder if the IRS is going to come back to you and go that was not a business lunch.
Do you think they would put that much effort in it?
I think it'd be a lot easier for them to do it now with AI, don't you?
I do, but I don't know if it's worth the effort.
Probably not for the titty bar.
Yeah. That's what they said in a meeting. Well, we're not going to do it for a titty bar. It's not worth it.
Most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions, but the real number is closer to $300. That's a huge difference. Even if just a couple of subscriptions fall off your radar, those recurring payments you don't even know about can really add up. See all your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money's going. For any that you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them with just a few taps. Thanks to Rocket Money, I'm no longer losing money because of subscriptions I forgot about. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions now by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim, rocketmoney.com/Kim.
Alrighty, it's Kim Commando today, and we are so happy that you're here with us, because otherwise I would just be the one laughing at my own jokes. Right?
I think it's still the case. I think you might be the only one laughing at your own jokes. No, that's not true. No, okay.
Ian, laugh at my jokes.
I'll help you out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. See? You know what? That's why he's here.
Right.
He laughs.
What I do.
Thinks I'm
wacky.
Funny.
She's funny. She could be funny from time to time.
Oh, absolutely.
I am from time to time. Okay.
It's when she sneaks it in. But it's do you know why they're doing this? Then you know it's coming.
Better latex than never.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, I can't say that in front of,
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
No.
All right. So in case you're new, Ian is my son.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he so handsome? Look at him.
Thank you.
So cute. Yeah.
Don't make it awkward.
Okay.
No.
All right. So what are you talking about?
So are you familiar with Johnny Somali?
No.
No? Are you?
No.
Are you familiar with an IRL stream?
In real life.
So that's
good.
just someone who just basically streams everything they do throughout their entire life.
24/7. All day, all night.
I never understood why people do that.
I don't understand what 94% of the things that happen on social media, to be honest with you.
I don't feel so bad then.
I don't really understand streaming in general. I don't really want to go watch some guy play video games or walk around or do that kind of thing. But
24/7?
24/7.
Do they make big money at it?
So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make some big money and get some big numbers, because it's hard to blow up as a streamer when you're a nobody now. So he has a new gig in which he goes to different countries and he harasses and annoys the locals until he's either sent to prison or he's kicked out. He went to jail in Japan this year for 3 months.
And his mother must be so proud.
Yeah. So I didn't know the name, but I know him now.
Yeah.
I absolutely know who
So
you're
what did he do in
about.
Japan? Because, we've been to Japan, and, that's a very polite society.
That's what he does. He goes to more polite countries where people, kind of might give him a little leniency and right away. And he abuses that and he harasses the locals. I know he was on the subway, he was screaming at people. He was in a 7-Eleven, he was throwing items around. And when the lady at the front was yelling at him, he cursed her out. Then he ran outside. And when the cops come, he cries racism. That's what he does. And he says, I'm an American citizen and you have no right to detain me. Everything's okay. And I didn't do anything.
Then he gets arrested.
Then he gets arrested.
And then the live stream shuts down for a while.
for a long time. For a long time.
I don't think they're going to let him stream right from the jail there.
I don't think this is not a good business model.
No?
I'm just saying Johnny Somali.
But all you have to do is build an audience. And once you have the audience built, then you can totally switch what you're doing. So he doesn't have to do this forever. He's just got to get a follower base. And then he can stop harassing people and going to jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the issue is his followers kind of dissipated after he went to jail for 3 months.
Obviously.
So he decided to come back with a bang and he went to Israel.
Oh,
And
no.
he was walking around Israel and the cops were following him and he thought, I'm going to leave Israel before I get arrested.
Okay.
So naturally he went to South Korea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close.
I would think it's a little more lenient than what he would get in Israel, but still
Yeah.
not the most lenient.
Definitely not the most lenient, but he was living it up in South Korea until he went up to these statues. They're called the Statues of Peace.
Okay.
Now, these are figures of women that were put across the country after World War II to embody some sort of comfort and peace with the people. So he had the grand idea of going up and fondling the women, pouring baby oil all over them. He then undressed.
He gave him the Diddy treatment?
Yeah, he then undressed himself and then he danced on them. And
No.
so now he was sent to jail again. He also made a deep fake video where he was making out with one of South Korea's biggest celebrities. Now she's suing him, and that's another 7 years that's added on. All in all, he's looking at 29 years in prison right now.
29 years
What a moron.
for fondling a statue.
Is really not smart. Yeah, he also...
How much did you get for fondling that teenager?
$12.
Kidding.
He also went to a fish market. He bought some type of salmon or ahi. He left it on the sun for about 5 hours, so it really smelled pretty disgusting. And then he went on the subway and he shoved it in people's faces with that horrendous smell.
It's not America, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No,
this
it's
is-
not.
What was the story of the kid who put bubble gum on the street, like from the 90s, and they caned him? Do you remember that?
Oh, I
don't know about that.
Where's that? I think that was in Singapore.
Yes, okay, you're right.
It's close.
Yeah, and they
It's somewhere
caned
down
him
there.
for
pretty
not
close.
throwing away his gum. We're talking about defacing very, very, very important monuments, and this guy's going to jail for 29 years.
Yeah.
Well, I told you it's not a good business model.
You were right.
Okay.
Well, he'll come back.
Yeah, in 30 years.
No, they'll get him out, and he's probably like really good in prison.
The internet's going to
Yeah.
be dead in 30 years. He's
It
not going
might
to have
be
anywhere to come
streaming.
back to.
You never know.
So, any comment from this guy, or
Well, yeah, we actually have a clip pulled up where he says about his motivations, why he does what he
I just
does.
don't get it, bro. Like, gonna come up to me, bro. Why are you being racist to other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a. I have no morals. I'm a sociopath. I don't give a at all. Like, period.
okay, he's going to do really well in a South Korean prison.
At least he's honest. I mean,
He's
I'm
honest.
sure he's had some therapy because he's really in touch with himself and
Clout.
who he is.
He wants the
Yeah.
clout and the money.
Yeah,
But
and
it's that
being
simple.
honest.
You know, you might ask, why does he do what he does? It's that simple. He'll go out there and admit it firsthand.
Okay, I like the clout and money I have.
Right.
Okay, I work hard for it.
How many years are you going to prison?
And everything's always legit on the up and up.
Well, that's not how you're supposed to do it.
No.
You got to go to prison for 29
You gotta
years.
pour baby oil on statues and dance on them.
I like the Diddy treatment. That's a good one. How much baby oil did they find with that guy?
I think it was 1,000 bottles.
Really? Were they like gallon jugs?
Yeah,
or-
Costco size
It's
bottles.
pretty crazy.
Just in his bathroom. just lined up in his bathroom.
How big's his bathroom?
I mean, enough to hold 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I mean, could you imagine going to Costco? Oh, yeah, can you help me over here?
Right.
Just all of them.
I need one rotisserie chicken and 2,000 bottles of baby oil. I'm going to a Diddy party.
Do you need tissues?
No, we're fine.
Are you sick and tired of passwords just driving you crazy? Every account you have really needs a different one. Uppercase letters, lowercase letters, symbols, and it has to be 12 or more characters. Enough already. NordPass is here to end the madness for good. You're gonna love this. You can forget juggling dozens or even hundreds of passwords. You only need to remember one password. That's it. NordPass remembers and autofills all your passwords, credit card, and personal information details so that you can focus only on what matters most. I love all the extra features, such as the data breach scanner that lets you know if your credentials were exposed in a data leak. Your passwords will be stored securely because NordPass uses the strongest military-grade encryption, making it impossible for hackers to crack your credentials. Go to nordpass.com/Kim for 58% off today. That's nordpass.com/Kim, nordpass.com/Kim.
It's Kim Commando today, and I'll tell you, we just have a great time doing this every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you are listening to the audio version as you're walking around and you're laughing and people are looking at you like going like, why are they laughing?
What's wrong with that person?
What's wrong with that person? Did you ever tell you I was at Safeway and I was looking at like some steaks and stuff. And this guy comes right up to me and goes, yeah, that's a good piece of meat there. And I looked at him and said, I beg your pardon. And he's like, oh, I was talking to my wife.
Sure he was. That's a lie.
Yeah, I think he's probably lying too. Now that I think
It was a failed pickup line.
It's a little awkward.
All right. So if you're listening to the audio version, you want to get the video version, you just want to go to youtube.com/Kim Commando. That's youtube.com/Kim.
And when you're there, subscribe.
Yes.
1,600 away.
Subscribe, it's easy. Why don't you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for weeks.
I just have one rule, though. No pickup lines with my mom.
Yeah. That's
What do you mean?
disrespectful.
She's a married woman. People know this by now.
Yes.
So don't go up to her and say, well, that's a really nice outfit. It would look better on my bedroom floor. Don't do that.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Disrespectful.
Just stop at outfit. Just say that. That's all you can say.
Yes. And what about the people that say I'm trans?
Well, I don't know how that would be possible. So
Yeah, I'm not either. Let me tell you, I'm 100% a girl. Who did I talk to? I called somebody yesterday and they said, oh, yes, Mr. Commando. Yes. Because of my voice.
Yeah. And how do you respond? Do you get angry?
No, I just said whatever.
Oh, yeah.
they
who
do that in
cares?
hotels too.
Yeah, they did. Oh, it was the alarm company. The alarm was going off.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm giving them the secret code. I'm like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Like, oh yeah, the fifth one's like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it.
It's even a secret from you.
I know. Oh, there's the secret code word.
So we may have found the best gambler in the history of NFL sports betting. Sportsline AI.
Okay.
They have developed an AI which is self-taught, where it is going to predict the outcome of every single NFL football game every single weekend. Now, it's not guaranteeing it'll win them all because it grades them.
Okay.
A 5-star pick, a 4-star pick, a 3-star pick. And they have, through 10 weeks of the NFL season, they've released their numbers, and they are hitting at a 60% rate.
Is that good?
Okay, I'll tell you. If you are just a dude walking around and you are hitting between 53 and 56%, you are considered a sharp. A sharp is a professional gambler.
Wow.
Well, I guess if you think about it this way, like if you put in $10 and you got a 50% chance of doubling your money or whatever it is.
Right, but sports betting is so unpredictable, and you're competing against the strongest algorithm in the world, and that's the Vegas sports books. They know what they're doing.
true.
And they manipulate the lines based on emotion, based on trends. They're just trying to make what's called their VIG. I don't want to get too boring and deep into it.
What's a VIG?
Okay. Do you really want me to get into it?
Yes.
Okay. So a sports bet, if you bet $10, you're expecting to get back $10, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the sports books will balance it out where if you bet $10, you only get back $9.
Okay.
And that $1 is their VIG.
Okay.
And what they're trying to do at the end of the day is make sure the same amount of money is bet on one team that's bet on the other minus the VIG, which is what they keep. They're fine and happy paying you out and taking money from you as long as they get their VIG. And it's hard to compete against that. I mean, this is decades of professionals that have their own algorithms. They have their own AI. They have their own computer systems.
And they also have their own like superstitions, like, if the sky is this gray or blue. And
there's trends. There's absolutely trends in sports betting. But if this sports line AI is really, really, truly at a 60% clip, that is amazing. And if you want to access it, it's $10 a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
Now, is it true you can bet on like the color of the Gatorade?
During the Super Bowl only. And those aren't official. Those are only online wagers. If you're in Las Vegas in a sports book, it has to be a statistical result to bet on it.
Okay.
So that would only be online.
What are some other weird things you can bet on?
During the Super Bowl, the length of the national anthem. I mean, one year, me and a couple of buddies, we put a ton of money on the over of a national anthem.
Did you
and we
win?
were sitting there counting like 2 minutes, 10 seconds, 2 minutes, 11. We hit the over. Oh, yeah, we hit it.
How much did you win?
The biggest bet I've ever made in my entire life was that there would be a punt before a score in the Super Bowl. And I was in Vegas. I bet hundreds of dollars. Do you know what a punt is?
Is that where they kick the ball?
All right. So when you're trying to score a
I love
touchdown
football.
and you don't, and you punt it away. I bet almost $800 on the fact that there would be a punt before a score.
Okay.
And the team got down to the 30-yard line on the first drive, which means they're probably going to kick a field goal. So I am very sad at this moment because I am going to lose. Then he got sacked. Then he got sacked again. They punted, and I was the only one in the entire building that was screaming at the top of their lungs for a punt.
Oh, this is great.
So if the numbers are true, I would recommend looking into it. I mean, 60% clip, even if they're not, because they're not going to hit 100%, but that's a pretty smart AI. I'm not going to spend $10.
For what I pay you, you can afford it.
I hope so.
Football's kind of a weird game, though. I mean, when you think about it.
Oh, do you think about it? Do you think about football and how weird it is? Wait for the joke. It's coming.
No, there's no joke.
There's that was a good one. That was a good one.
No, there's no joke. I was just thinking about it. Like you have a bunch of grown men running around in tight pants.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, like throwing a ball, and then they huddle together and they say, "Wow, that was fun. Let's do it again."
That was a joke.
Oh,
That wasn't the joke.
that was great.
Good.
Wasn't that good?
Good support.
That was
I'm
a
telling
good
you,
one.
I was just trying to make.
That was
I was
good.
trying to make conversation.
Is the joke over yet, or are we still going?
You know what? You better be good. I'll take away your allowance.
Oh, yeah. We don't
You
want
better
that.
laugh right now, buddy. Just saying.
That was a good one, Mom.
I wasn't even trying to be funny, and I was so funny.
That's how she is.
Yeah.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.
When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do meaningful work every day. You get to be the biker who codes as fast as he rides, crafting advanced tech solutions that transform car buying, or a guitarist who develops harmonious apps and websites, connecting people to people and businesses, all in real time. A savvy soccer mom running solution sets as passionately as she runs gameplays. Be the super secret keeper, designing cybersecurity systems to protect private data and websites. A planet protector, expanding EV battery life and inventing more ways to build a better future for all. When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do career-defining work that solves the greatest problems of our time. Join us and connect to work that improves lives, including yours. Learn more about our family of businesses at cox.career/tech.